Hi there, I'm Brad. Welcome to the Bristol Show 2025. I forgot what year it was for a second then. And I am joined by Nick from Cyrus Audio. Hello and welcome.
Hi Brad, thanks for having me here.
What do you reckon of my booth?
It's very good.
That was so lame. It's a booth.
Yeah, I mean the acoustics are a bit off,
bit
but
lacking,
the rest of the booth is perfect.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. And I've been down to your room, looking
Thank
lovely
you.
in there. I love that stand that you've got all the new gear on, which we'll talk about in just a second.
Okay, yeah, we're very pleased with that. I mean, obviously provided to us by a third party, but a lovely stand, lovely piece of work.
It all looks fantastic down there. Now, so the thing that we're talking about today with Cyrus, obviously you celebrated your 40th, not you personally, your 40th, but the company celebrated the 40th last year.
That's it, I'm a little way on from 40, but the company itself, 1984, so 2024 was the 40th year.
Yep.
Big year for us. We obviously launched the 40 series of products, which, while not an anniversary range, it was great that we chose that name because the company has traditionally had number product names. So 40 coincided with the 40th year. Life begins at 40, a new beginning, or so it was a great start.
No, it sounds great. And obviously the products aesthetically have taken a bit of a change to the standard, whilst retaining the smaller size, the smaller footprint. That you've gone a bit more modern on the look.
Yes, I would like to think more modern and hopefully for the better. Well, basically that chassis, that casting, had been used by the company for about 35 years in one form or another. And the world has changed around that. Virtually nobody is casting in the UK anymore. We'd already had to move to Europe for castings, and even those business partners were starting to look at their business model and where their direction was going. So, it was definitely a time to make a change before we were forced to. So we took that opportunity to try and improve things. So we basically looked at pretty much every aspect of the product. I pulled all of the old reviews out from everybody and looked at all the positives, all the negatives. I thought, right, where can we amplify stuff and where can we take away some of those negatives, if you like. So we went through all of those, went for a completely different construction method and came up with what you saw. So
you're a very hands-on managing director.
I think it would be quite unusual to say I'd come up the engineering track rather than the sales or business management track. So yes, very hands-on. So the design, the aesthetic design, a portion of the electronics. Of course, I have an excellent team behind me. Is all very hands-on.
Yeah, well, as I say, they look fantastic. The displays on them are beautiful. Some people will love the smaller footprint. I know that some people don't, but hi-fi, the beauty is mix and match. Things are different. Everyone's got their own taste.
100%. It's a little bit polarising, but if people don't like it, there are many other options for them, and I'm glad as long as they're just enjoying their music.
Absolutely. So, talk us through the range of the 40 series. What's available?
Okay, what's currently available is we have 4 products. The 40 amplifier, or 40 amp, the 40 ST, which is the streamer, the 40 CD, which is the CD player, and the 40 PSU, which is the bolt-on power supply, which can be connected to any of the 3 products I've just mentioned ahead.
And obviously, like with all hi-fi, adding that external power supply takes off some of the strain of the internal workings and improves the performance.
Exactly, depending on the product, and I don't think we've got enough time to go into every single product, it takes over different parts of the product and enhances the performance. The products absolutely stand on their own 4 feet, as they are, but the power supply just takes it to the next level.
Brilliant, I love that. It's almost like Lego for hi-fi.
Well, and it also sort of, you spread out the cost. You can, choose to change it as and when you want to. And also the power supply, while it can only be connected to one product, the same power supply can be connected to any of them. So let's say you had all 3 and you bought your power supply, you could try it on all 3 and say, well, which one works best for me?
So you don't have to just go in and buy 3 additional power supplies.
Not one specifically for the amp, one specifically for the CD and so on. Also, at this show, we're showing the first prototype of the 40 ppa phono preamplifier, which fits in nicely with the range.
Yep.
So that will give you 4 phono inputs, completely configurable, moving coil, moving magnet, all the usual toys with capacitance, resistance, gain settings.
Nice.
So we're very pleased with
And
that.
you've obviously paired that with the Cyrus turntable.
We're not playing it because the unit we've got here was actually made about 2 days ago.
Okay.
So
the paint's still wet.
Not quite that, but I'd like to sort of spend a little bit more time validating it before we actually play it to people.
Brilliant.
But the initial signs are very, very good.
Yep.
So we thought, why not show the case to people?
Absolutely. And the turntable's been out for a while now, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's correct.
So are there any plans to add more turntables to the range, or is it just going to...
I don't think so.
We're just going to stick with that
one. Yeah,
we'll
stick with that one. Part of my philosophy with the brand compared to some of its historical offerings is to keep things very simple, very logical, very focused. So reduce the product count to a number that's very clear what does what.
Yeah.
The amp is an amplifier. There's not 3 amplifiers, there's just one.
Yeah, well, you just touched upon it there, but as a company, you do have quite a small range of products available, don't you? And do you think that allows you to just focus and make the best out of those rather than sort of...
I'd like to think so. It's a different world to what it was when I started in hi-fi when I was sort of 16, 17 years old. So you have to be a lot more focused and a lot more on top of what you're doing these days.
Yeah, and as well as the phono station, are there any other planned things you can discuss, or?
We've obviously got some bigger plans for the future.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably a little too early to reveal those here.
Maybe next year's Bristol Show.
Maybe next year's Bristol Show. Maybe before. Who can say?
I won't put the pressure on you. I won't say, but it's. I think it's great. Cyrus as a brand has a really strong name in the hi-fi industry, and it's great to see you guys go from strength to strength. And
absolutely, and the last few years have been great fun. Actually sort of being a custodian of one of the best-known brands in hi-fi, and actually sort of trying to bring it, and some way succeeding, bring it back to its former glory.
But I think it's quite clear that you, as we've already said, you're very hands-on, but for you this is a sort of labour of love as well as just, it's not just a 9 to 5. You're very much a nerd, a hi-fi nerd at heart.
100%,
We all are.
Yeah, success to me is a great review and people enjoying the music. So. And
talking of reviews, the 40 series has just been absolutely phenomenal out there. It's winning awards left, right, and centre, isn't it?
It is, and we're very pleased. Don't talk too much, or I won't be able to get my head out of the booth. It's really gratifying to see people, and of course these are all completely independent reviews, to see people absolutely putting those words down and being really positive. Yeah, and we've put some of those reviews in our digital magazine, Music at Home Plus, so you can read those online. And I guess it's a case of watch this space and see what happens. If you want to listen to any of the Cyrus gear, get in touch with Audio Team. We can set you up either in store or at home for a home demonstration. So Nick, thank you so much. No problem. Absolute Cheers. Pleasure. As always, thank you. I'll come and have a listen to this setup in a second. Great, we'd love to see you. Brilliant. Take care, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Bye now.